So we are talking about success tonight, and I need to give you a little bit of background on me just so it would make sense. But as you can see up here, I've got a little signature hobble of my own here that's very unique to me. The reason for that is I was born premature and diagnosed with cerebral palsy at a real young age. My parents were told when I was young, don't get your hopes up, folks. He's not going to live a normal life. He's not going to learn how to walk. He's certainly not going to live independently. And that sort of filtered down as I was growing up. Like, don't get your hopes up. I heard that quite a bit. And I learned how to walk by the time I was 4 years old because I had competition from my younger sister, and I couldn't let her beat me. I made a decision, whether it was conscious or not, I made a decision. And a couple of years down the road, friends were riding bicycles. And my dad had a dream for me that he wanted me to ride a bike. So they started by putting me on a tricycle that was really hard to pedal and really low geared. And my friends nicknamed me the snail because I was going so slow. Do you know how embarrassing that is? But eventually I graduated to riding a two-wheeler. My dad helped me ride the two-wheeled bicycle. He'd run behind me and give me a push. Go! Until I ran out of momentum and fell on my face. And eventually got to a point where I had to wear padding on my knees and my elbows and a helmet to prevent myself from injury. Do you know how embarrassing that is? My dad bought a motorcycle. He used to take me for ice cream and to the gravel pit on the motorcycle as a passenger. So I had a dream. Rick Hansen says, if you have a dream and the courage to try, anything is possible. I learned how to ride that motorcycle. And after I got my driver's license at 16, I decided if I learned how to ride the motorcycle, can I get my motorcycle license? So I walk into the doctor's office with enthusiasm. Look, I've applied for my motorcycle license. Doctor says, no way. I'm not going to let you have it. Now, what would you think the appropriate reaction would be from a tenacious 16-year-old kid that's got a dream? I told him to go to hell. My parents weren't happy about it, though, the fact that I wanted my motorcycle license. So we made an agreement. They said, if I take the motorcycle course and they say I can do it, would you let me do it? And they agreed. So at 18 years old, I walk into the course, and they teach you how to do a couple of things. They teach you how to walk the motorcycle in a figure eight, ride the motorcycle in a figure eight at walking speed, the slalom at walking speed through cones, and a panic stop. Now, the purpose of the panic stop is to stop quickly without skidding. And I passed that motorcycle course, and I found out a couple of years later that 2 people that weekend didn't finish. I asked the instructor why. He says, because you wanted it. In fact, all the other instructors except for one guy said, there's no way this guy's going to ride. That one instructor, Chris, said, I'm going to accept the challenge. I'm going to help this guy ride. Now, out of those skills that I mentioned a few seconds ago, what is the most important of those skills, do you think? The panic stop. And I learned that really quickly when I was riding down from Cypress Bowl once, and a deer jumped out in front of me. So I hammered on the brakes and said a quick prayer. Next thing I know, she's gone. So I pull over and check my shorts. And my friend says, oh man, you missed that deer by inches. And I carried on. And then came a moment that changed my life. I was riding back from an event, dropped off my passenger. I was within a mile from home, and I see a car coming toward me, swerving in the lane. I remember thinking, if I get clipped by that mirror, I'm going to get hurt. So I swerved to avoid. The next thing I remember, I wake up on the side of the road. I don't remember the impact or anything. Neighbor says, you've just been hit by a drunk driver. I found out later that he was minimum speed was 148 kilometers an hour, or 92 miles an hour. I lost my job in the process. I had a broken left heel and a third-degree burn on my right ankle. And after losing my job, I got asked to move out of the house. Now, if you've got no income and no place to live, where do you go? The street. Now, that didn't happen, fortunately. But Eleanor Roosevelt says, if you feel like you're going through hell, keep going. I kept going. After 150 job applications, no job. It took me 3 years to find a job. I wanted it so bad that I took the bus 3 hours every day just to get to work. I was working 12 hours a day roughly. And my boss brought it to my attention. Do you realize you're spending 15 hours a day on the bus? Willing to do whatever it takes? See, someone explained to me that if I improve myself 1% every day, in a year I've improved 365%. I finally got back on that motorcycle and bought myself my dream bike, a Harley-Davidson V-Rod. It's big, it's fast, it's a lot of fun. And then I actually have more fun when I get off the bike and start walking. Did that guy just get off that bike? So I have a lot of fun with it, actually, and walking next to a friend of mine and hanging onto my friend's wife's arm, and I act like a child and get her all embarrassed. Can you imagine waking up one morning and having 30% of your balance or can't feel part of your body? I can give you 2 examples of that. Rick Hansen. Rick Hansen, at 15 years old, was in a car accident, broke his back, paralyzed from the waist down. I met Rick Hansen when I was on vacation. I was 7 years old. And after the accident, he went on to become a wheelchair athlete and wheeled around the world in his wheelchair. The second example is Karen McGill. I met Karen McGill a year ago at an event like this one. She woke up one day in her mid-30s and paralyzed on one side of her body. What did she do? Dragged herself out of bed, went into work. Found out later that she had multiple sclerosis. These people are heroes to me because they live their lives completely normal, no disability whatsoever, and in an instant, permanently disabled. What a bunch of winners. There's a difference between playing to win and playing not to lose. I've always played to win. And you might be saying to yourself, what if I fail? Well, you will. You will. But what did Rick Hansen say again? If you have a dream and the courage to try again and again and again, anything can be accomplished. What is your dream? What would you be willing to do to get that dream? What would you be willing to give up to get that dream? See, I'm so thankful for what I can do. The challenge has been against me my whole life, but I'm so thankful. And life's awesome, it's limited, but it's amazing. And success is a journey. It's not a destination. So let's enjoy the journey and the blessings that come along with it. Thanks very much.